welcome to Ask Jerry, the Chartered Vendor, a program that is meant to educate people and entrepreneurs about business and sales. And as always, I am joined with Jerry Nyazungu, the man of the moment, the one who is actually the Jerry that we're talking about. Ask Jerry. Welcome, Jerry.
Hi, Abby.
I'm good. How is your week?
Fine.
It's fine.
Fine.
Just
Challenges, ups and downs, but okay.
That's how business goes, right? Yes. Okay. So actually, I've came across some of business people mentioning about their companies are not actually okay. You're talking about challenges. They say that people are just coming and going. Actually, I have a relative who complained that okay, I'm hiring people. The next thing they are gone just after a week, or just after you give them money.
Especially the week.
The week you give them money, the next thing they just disappear, and it distracts the business flow. It distracts how you want your business to go. You have plans for these people. Obviously, when you hire people, you have plans. You plan that this month we are going to be doing this, and that. You don't plan that, okay, I'm going to be hiring again and start training again these people. So this is the topic we're going to be discussing. It's about staff turnover, right? So maybe you can explain to us what exactly is staff turnover.
Okay, so staff turnover is the way, like when you recruit, like the people, when you recruit people, you expect them to stay at a position for a certain period of time. So staff turnover is the people that leave the rate at when they will be leaving your company. So there might be low staff turnover. It simply means that they're staying probably a whole year, 2 years with the same people, same faces, same receptionist, same accountant, same driver, etc. Then when it's high staff turnover now, it simply means that the rate at which people are leaving your company is actually high. So it means we call it what? High staff turnover. That is what it means.
Okay.
So in human resources, they term it negative, like what I've actually also said, to say young people of nowadays, they don't know the etiquette of the job etiquette. I would like to call it that. To say actually when you join an organization, you're part of the team, and the team is actually also saying we are Abi is in certain position. So we are actually saying Abi is the one who's going to be representing our company. So the moment you just say, tomorrow you're resigning, definitely it affects the process flows of the organization. Imagine probably you're the face of the company. So it simply means people are supposed to adjust now to the new person.
Yes.
So if you just leave abruptly, it simply means it will certainly affect the processes of the company. And it also hinders, even, sometimes with Abi, I know there are things which you can just do even on this podcast, because I now know Abi, you know me. It's easy to just say, boom, 1, 2, 3, let us start. We are used to our videographers, but imagine we now have a new videographer.
Yes.
We're even scared. We're skeptical with what they're doing behind the camera. What we're saying is new. So definitely it affects certain processes in the company. That's how probably they call it, they see as if it's negative. But I would like to mention other countries. I've done business in Zambia. It's very rare to be given short notices in Zambia because their law still respects, or employer still respects, what is called gratuity.
Okay.
So gratuity is to say, Abi, if you serve me for 7 years, I'm supposed to give you, in Zambia, it's 25% of basic salary. So it simply means that when you're earning $400, I'm supposed to give you $100 a month. So if you served me for 2 years, it's $100 times 24 months, which is $2,400. It's a lot of money. So for me to give you gratuity, that's if you have served your notice. So if it's a 3 months notice, you're supposed to serve your full notice. Then I give you what? Gratuity. But if you don't serve notice, you lose your gratuity.
Yeah, get that.
So I think if that is such, if we can put that in companies, sometimes it slows down the rate of the turnover. I'm not saying the people mustn't leave. People, they leave for greener pastures. People leave because probably they now believe that the vision of the company is no longer mirroring with whatever they are thinking. But the way, to me, I'm not worried with someone leaving the company. I'm worried when they leave, like, we'll give them a salary today, then tomorrow they just tell you that, no, I'm done. I no longer want to be part of you. That is what actually creates a lot of challenges for entrepreneurs, what I noticed.
I totally get you. I actually remember discussing with the guys just a couple of days back that we had this soapy, which was on ZBC Studio 260. We had like 5 Wimbais on one movie. It was disrupting.
And you know that the original Wimbai, when we started changing the Wimbais, I think people still remember the original.
The original. Everyone was now comparing with the original. And I think that's when most people stopped actually following the movie, because a lot of people were now being changed. I remember I used to watch it with my grandparents. They actually stopped watching because it was now, it did not make sense. They were like, okay, today we have this one. It was actually like a week difference. This week I have this Wimbai, the next week I have this other Wimbai. So that's how a business is like. You come in, maybe there are customers. We have customers who come in every day, maybe on different days. They come this week, they come the following week. Then they are served by different people all the time. And maybe the new person is different from the one that left. And that now disrupts the operation of the business. Customers complain, okay, they're used to the person they met the first time. Next time they come, they meet another person. The next time they come. And how is that like for a company that has to grow? How is that like having different people all the time?
Yeah, there's need to actually strike a balance. Because what I noticed is, as much as we say you want to keep everyone, but definitely there's no way you're going to keep dunderheads in your company in the term of you are going to have high staff turnover. Because I believe that you're supposed to be keeping people who are delivering, people who are bringing results, people who are part of the team, people who are coming to the party, people who are supposed to make the company profitable. But if you're going to just keep people for the sake of being scared of turnover, then definitely you end up being stuck with dunderheads or bastards in your company, or I don't know what you'll be keeping in your company, or people who don't match whatever your company culture. So there's need to strike a balance now to actually say, as much as staff turnover is bad, but it's also a necessary evil on the other side, because I've also noticed that most of the entrepreneurs, because they were taught by the HRs that staff turnover is bad. So I've interviewed just 1 hour ago, the entrepreneur I had a meeting with. It's Avanti Cars. These guys, they're into cars, and I think I've bought almost 5 or 6 cars from them for my company use. But okay, anyway, he was actually, at one point I trained his salespeople and actually told him that no, the attitude of your people is actually stinking. You should get rid of these people. Then he actually said, no, they're now the faces of the company. There's nothing I can do. I'm supposed to keep them in my company. You get what I mean? But boom. Today when he came to me, that was sometime last year, but when he came back to me today, he actually said, Jerry, you're right. When I removed those people, my company is flowing. I can even go for holiday. I'm no longer even the one who is going to Tanzania to get some cars. You get what I mean? So as much as an entrepreneur was taught, because remember, there's what we were taught when we were growing up. Like to say, staff turnover is bad. I still remember this one of my fans, or one of my followers. I don't think I've got fans, a follower, because some people follow us for different reasons. Some of them are actually what? They are, what do you call those kind of
frenemies?
I'm trying to get the right
hypocrites.
Word. No, someone is just they're just following you for them to see where you're going, when you're going to fall, or when probably you're getting. Imagine, have you ever noticed that on Facebook, when a negative comment comes, it will be having a plenty of likes, and they're like, okay. So there are plenty of people who don't like me. They're waiting for it. They're like, finally someone has said it. But anyway, someone came to me and actually said, Jerry, you must, in your company, I heard one of your companies has got a high staff turnover. It's a bad name which you're creating for yourself. Because that's what an ordinary man thinks. And I actually pardon him because he doesn't know. That's what our culture has taught us. That that is what we're taught in schools. That is what is preached. But people, they don't look at the other side of the coin. To say, as much as you hate staff turnover, but you can make serious hiring mistakes.
Yes.
Sometimes also you can hire good people, but over the time they all go lame. Sometimes you need to replace. So there's need for you to really have a balance.
Okay, so do you think it's actually good for people to live on their own, or you should actually get rid of them before they leave you?
Okay, statistics actually says when someone has got guts to resign, they've resigned long back, but they were trying to find means and ways of leaving your company. So you're like, I no longer want to be part of this. Probably you no longer want to be part of this podcast, but you know that I'm benefiting at least probably $1 or a penny from the podcast. So you're like, okay, fine. What can I do? Let me start applying somewhere else. So when you start applying, you're finding greener pastures. Boom. When someone is now dropping a resignation, they've already planned their future. So it simply means this person is resigned 6 months or 3 months ago. See the effects now. Probably I was working with Abby. Abby was actually, I like the way I trust Abby. I know that when I give a task to Abby, she's going to execute it. You start noticing some errors, which probably Abby was not. I know that probably there's no way Abby can make this kind of errors. Sometimes, if you're probably going to be saying we're supposed to finish this work in 1 hour, Abby's now stretching it to 1.5 hours. It's now stretching it to 2 hours because already in your mind, you've already resigned. But you're just being there because of default settings. There's nothing which you can do because you want the paycheck. You are no longer someone who is following this because you believe in the vision. But you now believe only in the paycheck. Hence, definitely it will affect your performance. So people don't resign immediately. People, they've actually resigned way back. So immediately when I notice that there are signs of someone resigning, it's better for me to check them out in my team before they resign. They come with an official resignation. Why? Because they no longer believe in it. It's not a crime for them to just come and say, I no longer believe in this thing. Why? I'm only in it for a paycheck. I no longer believe in the vision. I can no longer fight for this thing. Like if you notice sometimes, you can have someone, whenever you've got a task, probably Peter comes in to actually say, we work at 5 o'clock. But he can stretch up to 7 because he still believes in the vision. But when he no longer believes in the vision, sometimes he's out by half 4. Because why? It's now feeling the pain. Because remember, when you enjoy your work, you don't see it as work. Yeah? When you really enjoy your work, you feel like when I'm speaking, when I'm doing my sales seminars, 6 hours down the line, I'll be like, wow, why can't we get extra 1 hour? Why can't we get extra 2 hours? Because to me, it's not work. I'm passionate about it. It's coming from the gut. But when someone is now doing work, becomes work. Because already they've resigned. So sometimes I believe it's better for me to actually check that person out rather than keeping them in my team because we're bound to be defeated. Fortunately, in business, we only lose profit. But in a war, we lose lives. So whenever your soldier is now turned lame, it's better for you to remove them on the better front.
Okay. I get that. But won't you be like a bad boss if you're actually looking at the signs? There are signs you mentioned that you can see that the work rate is now dropping. Are there like other signs besides seeing that maybe someone is actually
like with the Abi, I know, like I'm just giving you an example. We have been together, we've worked together, we've won many wars together, we've been defeated together. I can actually say, Abi, is there something wrong? Sometimes it can be social. Sometimes, you know, there's a person, you knew that this person, whenever you give them a task, they can execute it. At least probably, they don't need 1 or 2 tries. But when you see them doing 5 tries now, there are a lot of signs which whenever someone wants to resign, you can see some signs to say, even, do you have a maid at your house? When they're about to leave, you can see the signs. They start not listening. They start, even when they're cooking now, their meals are now bad. They're now being disrespectful. Just know that these people, they're no longer enjoying what they're doing. If there are kids there, they start ill-treating kids, etc. They're no longer following up on instructions. So sometimes you need to call your person, have a sit down. My friend Abi, is there any problem?
Okay.
Is it social? Is it your boyfriend? Probably the Mjolo party is not doing it very well. You get what I mean? When we address that, if there's no problem, there's no challenge, you look at how you can help someone to be back where they used to be. But if when you see those signs repeating themselves, it's a big sign that this person is about to go. Or if you see someone who was always at work, unless when they were really sick, there are people when they take a leave day, sometimes you don't even need to sign because you know that is genuine.
Okay.
But when you see now Abi, every Monday she's not getting sick. Every Monday she's not getting sick. It simply means that she's probably going for interviews. So sometimes these signs, they can review themselves. But unfortunately, us as entrepreneurs, sometimes we are blindfolded by that because of experience. I have a lot of experience of working with my team and also working in other companies where I actually consult. So I know these trends. I know the symptoms and the signs when some people are about to drop the ball. Yes, you can be a bad boss. That's why I'm saying the good part is you give someone a chance. You warn someone, probably for the second time. Probably you're now giving them a letter. Sometimes you also try any other means which are available in the organization through HR, through friends, through colleagues to make sure that you are back in the team. Like what I said, we are the ones who are going to be defeated if we turn lame. In business, we lose sense. But like what I said, if it's a war, we'll get killed.
Okay, we actually have to take a short ad break. But after the break, I want us to look at the reasons why people actually leave silently like that without warning or anything. What is the reason behind that? And why do bosses get hurt when that happens? Let us take this short ad break and we'll be right back.
How are you running your business? I hope not like Peter. Introducing Odoo ERP, the one software for your entire business. With Odoo, you get 3 value propositions. 1. Scalability. Odoo grows with you, allowing you to install applications on the fly as your company's needs grow. 2. Cost effectiveness. You can have functionality of 7 systems in one platform at the cost of 1 license. 3. Customizations. Backed up by thousands of developers worldwide, Odoo is adaptable to match your business needs. Success is waiting for you. Get in touch with us now and let's do business.
Have you invested so much into your business, but you're not getting your desired sales? Or you ask yourself whether you're selling the wrong products or services. Maybe you even blame your sales team for not bringing in the money. If your answer to these questions is yes, then you need to revise your sales approach. Selling Like a Vendor is a book that can give you answers to why you have not been making the sales. You can use this book as an individual or for your sales team as a manual on how to make sales. The book has strategies on how to get clients, how to talk to customers, how to negotiate and close the deals, and even how to upsell or cross-sell. This is an investment that can solve all your sales problems. You can order your own copy using the details shown on the screen. Remember, everyone is in sales and sales is for everyone.
Hello, welcome back to Ask Jerry, the chartered vendor. We were just discussing about staff turnover. Is it good or bad for a company? And before the ad break, Jerry, we were about to look at the reasons why people leave companies without warning, and they just leave like snakes.
Yeah, it's two-way. I would like to be fair on this one because sometimes you can work for, you can employ a bastard and also you can also work for a bastard, depending on the rate of or what you call bastardness.
Okay.
Like for example, if you can just see like you're working for a company, you're in sales, then you're not supported, no phones, no airtime, no laptops. Sometimes airtime is not even provided. someone has got a reason to leave. But what I think, my advice is, whenever you are leaving, please just put yourself in the shoes of the employer.
Okay.
Because remember, your employer, yes, they might be at fault. They might have harassed you. You don't believe in whatever they're doing. Probably they're saying we should work for long hours. Probably they're saying we should even hustle when it's a holiday. Probably they're also saying, no, we should actually, whatever. You might think that to you cannot do it. That's fine. It's not a problem. Or probably you think that your boss is not okay. That's okay. That's fine. What I'm just saying is, always respect your contract. If your contract was saying 2 weeks notice, it's better for you to say, boss, my contract was actually saying 2 weeks notice. I want to leave. For whatever reason. Because I know that the so-called exit interviews, they are full of nonsense. Why? Because you get lies. There's no one who's going to tell you the truth. Most of the people, when they want to leave, they're creative in terms of their lies. Very few people are respectful to tell you the truth. If someone can tell me the truth, sometimes I can even help them. Sometimes it was even part of the plan, but probably we haven't actually reached that stage. Or I actually delayed giving you whatever you thought you deserved. I'll give an example. Someone can actually come and say, I want to be a journalist. I'm not feeling the position which I am into. But you say, fine, why can't we start doing it right now? Why can't we create a TV show? Why can't we create a radio show? Why can't we do articles? Why can't we do a magazine? Why can't we do everything? All the resources are available. You get what I mean? I'm just giving an example. Why? Because probably this person has been honest. And if someone is honest, at least it's easy to help them. Someone can even be honest to say, I think I've got a job somewhere. I got a job. I'll be now working at Econet. You know, that honesty is now lacking, and that integrity is now lacking in most of the young people. I don't know whether they feel that when you do that, you're going to be, I think probably employers are going to come hard on you, but I don't think so. Because if you're honest, I tell you, it's easy. Because sometimes I want to support your career. Sometimes I want to advise you accordingly. Sometimes it's even a right decision to make during that time. I'll give you an example. There's a young man I actually worked with. His name is Simba. So Simba came to us and he said, my notice is 2 weeks, but the position I was given, I'm supposed to start on the 1st. So I now have about 3-4 days to do handover. But please, kindly let me go before my what? Then he said, it's okay, Simba, you can go. Where are you going? He actually gave us even where he was going. But imagine, this young man was actually earning something like $300. And he had an opportunity of earning $800. Then I said, Simba, even if it was me, I was going to leave. Unfortunately for your position, you're a good man. But unfortunately for that position, I can't pay you that amount of money because the company doesn't have the resources. He went. We know where he's working. He has even actually called us to try and get some deals there. You see? Up to now, even Simba has actually come to also do some part-time jobs with us. Remember, it's a relationship which you're building.
Yes.
So what I believe in, it's in building relationships, which can also last. So even for the people who I also worked with, some people left without even saying bye. You see? But sometimes we can end up meeting somewhere. Probably I'll still be your boss.
Yes.
Unfortunately, sometimes you think that probably you meet Jerry, well, you are now my boss. But probably I'm still also at that high level. Sometimes I'm asked to pass a judgment. For example, I was put in the corner this other day. One of my clients called me and actually said, I've got a case. Someone has stolen money and we're having a lot of issues in the office. Okay, fine. Boom, boom, boom. Where are the names? All this time I was actually hammering and saying that foolish must go. That foolish must go. What if you thought about it? And I gave them advice to fire this person. But boom, when the names are now being reviewed, it's actually one of my former employees who got fired. So if we're in good books, I was going to really rescue, but I actually said, okay, fine. I'll be honest with you. This person once worked for me, and what she is doing right now is also what she did in my company. You see what is now happening. So it's better for you to, like what I said, living is not a problem. The problem is not on living. The problem is on how you live. You see? So I would like to advise young people who are out there, who are in the universities, who are now, everything they think is too fast. You know, yesteryears, people used to serve 3 months notice, 1 month notice, and a part to be actually thrown for someone who is leaving. But nowadays, because of Wi-Fi, nowadays, because of Starlink, probably you can even blame it on WhatsApp. Everything becomes instant. So it's an instant resignation. You get what I mean? This is what affects a company, and it destroys processes. And what I also want to say to the employers as well, when people, they want to leave, let them leave. Or if you can help them to advance whatever they feel like they're missing out, you help them.
Okay.
Have a conversation which is open. Be open-minded. If someone is leaving, just probably think of that person. If it was you, what were you going to do? So it's so supposed to be, when you leave today, we're supposed to shake hands and say, Abby is leaving today. Thank you so much, Abby. It was nice. We can even have a final show and say, Abby is now leaving to another station. But what is going to happen now is our relationship will always be intact. And it has also been said in a show now that they said what? You never know where you are going to go to.
Yes.
You see, the greener pastures probably which you thought they were greener, they might turn sour.
Yeah.
When they turn sour, you're supposed to just say, Jerry, I want my position. Please remember that. You can actually even call and say, I'll leave. The person who is now hosting that show, I want to be back on my show. And I can say, no way, come back. It's a home. Because why? It's the way you have actually left, which will also make you, if you leave through the back door, it's very difficult for you to come through the front door. But if you leave through the front door without nothing to hide, even if when you're going to meet, you can also come back and you can meet with each other. So I'm saying, as employers also, they must put platforms. They must even also encourage their people to say, if you can actually not get this in-house, try even at the next door. If you get it, congratulations. My belief and what I think is, if someone I've actually groomed is going to be better than me, thumbs up. I know that I'm a better mentor. I want to groom someone who can actually do things which are better than me. Like if you can see in soccer, we've got our Guardiola. I think we've got the guy who coaches Arsenal. He was an assistant. But if you look, he was an assistant of what? Guardiola. But this guy is now coaching this other team. When he's beaten, he's supposed to say, I've created a better person. That is what we're supposed to do. But unfortunately, people think that everything is competition. People think that probably people are getting jealous to each other. When people leave, let them live graciously so that you can meet. And sometimes also life has got fun ways to do things. You might be the minister one day, actually governing a sector which I'm actually operating in.
Yeah.
So the way I handle you also, I also supposed to handle you in the what? In the honorable way.
Okay. Actually, I heard that it's amongst employees, actually. They advise each other that, okay, so if you serve your notice, you are doomed. Okay. Reason being, the boss will know that, okay, so this person is actually leaving me. I'll fix them. I'll either not give them their money or make their work so hard that the notice period is so hard. Maybe I think that's the reason why most people just leave silently without actually giving a notice. It's not that they don't want to. Maybe they want to, but they're just scared. Okay, they've heard stories. If you actually ask people, they'll tell you, no, you should never serve your notice. Why serve a notice? You're actually giving the boss the platform to fix you for actually leaving. Or they will not give you the recommendation that you need. Because when you're being hired somewhere, they'll actually, some call to ask for recommendation, to ask, okay, how was this person? they actually say, okay, if you give a notice, your boss will actually say bad things about you just to fix you so that you don't go where you want to go, so that you stay at home. Probably they will fire you before you decide to actually leave. I think that's the reason why people do that. But do you think that there are bosses who are attached to their employees to that extent that they wouldn't want them to leave? They will do all their best to just keep them in that tiny space. Maybe they found better things to do. You mentioned that they're actually, maybe you're giving them 300, they've seen an opportunity to get 800, but you don't want them to go, you just want them to be there. Are there bosses like that?
Definitely. People are there who are like that. But what I think, what is ideal is to actually put yourself, empathy must lead.
Okay.
To say, if it was me, what was I going to be doing? If you really want to keep that person and they've told you that now I'm being signed for $700, why can't you counter? And actually, I'll sign you for $750. If you really want that person to be part of your team, sign him for more money. Because end of the day, it's all about survival. People are looking for lives. So when someone is getting a better opportunity, an interesting opportunity, they must be free to do that. Okay. But probably to address the elephant in the room, to say, is a high staff turnover bad or good?
Yes.
I think that's what we really want to address, to tell other people who are also scared of high staff turnover. I'll give you an example. I think I know a certain beverage company, which actually recruits almost 350 sales agents every year. And they fire all of them except for 5.
Why?
Because they don't want to keep people. Their story is, when someone is new, they'll give you more than someone who is not used to the system. And also it's an issue of them they don't want to pay more. So they know that if you just run on one contract, then you're done. 1 year contract.
So they work on contracts only.
They only take new recent graduates.
Is that why we're always seeing new people in the fast food restaurants?
You see, no, that's their own strategy, this beverage company. But I also know a fast food outlet, which is very hard. Yeah, you need to produce, you need to bring your A game always. Okay. When you bring your B game, you're out. I think it's I know of a fast food which used to hire 50 people on Tuesday and fire 50 people every week. And their standards are top notch because that's their strategy. Okay. Yeah. But what I think is these people, why they can actually do that, because they would have created a strong system. Like that's what I always say, to say in business, let the system run the business and the people come to run the systems. Okay. So when you've got a system of doing things, it's easy for people to just come and get into a certain system. So which simply means like it's unavoidable. Like if you look at what is happening in Zimbabwe, the economy is suffering. Yes. And look at Zimbabwe, Zambia, economies are suffering. So there are standard wages which entrepreneurs can afford. And obviously it's going to be a problem as people will be now looking for greener pastures, as comparing to what is happening, especially the great exodus of people getting into England. Definitely you cannot fight that high staff turnover is going to happen whether you like it or not, whether if you're going to treat them like eggs, whether if you're going to give and say every day you can be on your phones, whether if you're going to say you create even a swimming pool at your company and say during lunch everyone must swim, even if you create a restaurant, but there's someone in England who is giving someone £2,200, which most people they think is attractive. I don't know whether you've actually, when you're now in England, to say probably are you going to regret or are you going to enjoy your £2,200 as compared to someone who's probably getting £200 back home. And because this is what entrepreneurs can afford. So this turnover is unavoidable. It's not voluntary. You're not doing it because that's your strategy. You're not doing it because that's what you think is right. For example, a company can fire people and cause a high staff turnover. A company can be hard Like, for example, if you put hard or strong policies, which people, if you say, I want people at 8 a.m., or I want people at 7 a.m. sharp, if you're late, it's a case. If you say you probably don't want phones in your company, those are hard policies, which you're putting, because you know that if you've got hard policies, there's no way also you are going to reduce staff turnover.
Okay.
Depending on the attitude of the people who are actually working in that kind of environment. So what I'm saying now is the biggest thing which entrepreneurs must invest into are systems now.
All right.
To say, when I'm the one consulting on a certain customer, I'm supposed to build a system whereby when Abi comes, she can actually read and say, like, for example, what happens in hospitals, whereby there's a patient file. When you come, you're sick, they can easily open that database and say, Abi, you were once treated A, B, C, D, A. Okay, you're allergic to A, B, C, D. What's frustrating, even if you go to 24-hour surgery, is the doctor you have actually met in the morning is not the one you're going to meet in the evening. And the doctor you have met in the evening, when they don't have a system, but most of them, they've got a system, they've got a file, which actually shows that Abi was here in the morning and she was given A, B, C, D. So it's easy now for the new doctor to actually say, to take that case, and they don't asking you boring questions which you once asked in the morning. But what now actually gets under the skin of most of the people is, I'm starting to be interviewed. Things which I've actually mentioned to this person probably last year. And the new person is now saying, okay, are you married? Imagine. But if you actually told that company to say, no, I'm single, then you're now being reminded always that you're not married. Then that's what actually it means there is no system. If you look at those big fast foods companies, they've got a standard way of doing things which will actually make sure that you get your food in 10 minutes. Whether there's Susan, there's Caroline, there's Simba, you still get it what? In 10 minutes. And sometimes you no longer even get attached to the people because you are now attached to the brand.
Right.
When you're attached to the brand, because the brand has managed to create a standardized system, whoever is coming in is giving you the same results. Hence, you don't feel that people are constantly being changed. That's what I want to say to the entrepreneurs. If they want to kill this animal called staff turnover, create strong business systems which can run don't let people run your company. People disappoint, people die, people leave, people change. Thank you.
Okay. I totally get that. So staff turnover is bad when you don't have strong systems, and it's good when you actually know how to control the operations of your company, right?
Yes, and people are not supposed to be scared of staff turnover.
All right.
They are supposed to concentrate on building systems, which can actually even make sure that the person, if someone leaves at 9 o'clock, they must have someone to replace at 9:30, so that people, they cannot even fill that gap. And that person must be able to do what the other person was doing in a shorter space of time. That's what I'm saying. That's a system.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm sure companies are listening, people who are listening, understand what staff turnover is and how it actually works in a company. Unfortunately, that is all the time we had for you today. You can join us again next time. Jerry, thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Thank you for watching.